G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I am back with another Final Fantasy 15 video, and this time I'm going to be talking about Comrades and the information that came out about it during the Tokyo Game Show, or TGS, over the weekend, where SquareEnix did an active time report, where they talk about Final Fantasy 15, where it is now and where they want it to be in the future, and various things going on around it. So during this active time report, they talked quite a bit about the new Comrades expansion, which will be released on October the 31st. And to get this, you'll actually have to have a season pass to download it, or you can buy it separately, but the cost is a little bit higher for that. If you intend to get all the episodes and Comrades, it is definitely cheaper to buy the season pass at this point. So a big thing that came out of the Comrades ATR is the fact that they said there is going to be a multiplayer mode, but there is also going to be single player content for those people that don't want to participate in the multiplayer mode. The multiplayer or the single player mode will be with bots, I believe, and you will still get much the same experience, but they didn't really say whether it would be the exact same experience. We'll have to see on that one, and whether it still requires PlayStation Plus or not is yet to be seen also. I would imagine we wouldn't need PlayStation Plus to play the single player, but PlayStation can be funny in those regards sometimes. But yeah, that's good news for people that don't really want to socialize online and they want to keep it a good single player game. So also we found out about the location of the expansion. We will actually be, the main hub of the game will be New Lestalem, or Lestalem. In the closed beta, or the online test, it was actually set in Old Lestalem, a little fort, a kind of makeshift fort they had set up there. It looked kind of scrappy, not many features to it. It's unclear yet. I kind of would imagine, or well, I would like it to be, that we start in Old Lestalem kind of like fighting tooth and nail to keep that little fort, and then as we progress in a few quests, maybe they could have a tutorial there. Maybe we take back New Lestalem, take it back for the Resistance, or the Glaives rather, and then we start using that as our hub. I don't know if they're going to do that, or we're just going to start off in New Lestalem, but I'd like to think they do something along those lines. So the main reason for the Comrades being set in New Lestalem, or the hub being in Lestalem, is the fact that there is a power station there. And we've known for a while that there is going to be a currency called Meteor Shards, and Meteor Shards you get from doing various activities, the main one being from quests. Some people have speculated that it may be like a microtransaction or a premium currency, but at the moment it is only from quests and things like that, so I don't think you need to worry, unless they kind of sneak it in under the radar at a later point, but at this point it looks pretty above board. So these Meteor Shards, you're going to be able to turn them into Holly at the, well, I imagine it would be Holly at the power station in Lestalem, and these will be converted into kilowatts, which is a measurement of power, electricity. And with this amount of electricity or power, you're going to be able to establish power lines through the different areas in EOS, the world map. And as you get more kilowatts and as you establish more outposts, then you're going to be able to link that power to these different outposts. And by doing that, you're going to unlock different perks and features, and I imagine different vendors and maybe some treasure and stuff like that along the way. As you can see, here is a little map, and it looks like you can see the power grid there starting up at the Lestalem, and then you link down from that. So I think this is a really cool feature. I would really like, it kind of gives us a sense of progress or something to aim towards. It's almost like a kind of a skill tree almost. So I really like those features in games. I hope this one's implemented well. It looks like it could be quite a good feature. And again, if there's a cool point down the bottom and we have an idea of how many kilowatts we need to reach it, it can give you a good sense of progression and a goal to reach towards. And I really like those systems in games, so I really hope it's done well here. Even this feature alone has got me pretty excited for the whole thing, so I'm pretty pumped to get in there and check this all out. So another feature that has been added to New Lestalem is the fact that there is going to be refugees in the city, and they've said that we should recognize these from the game. So I'm guessing they're going to be various NPCs and things that we've seen around the various cities. Although besides about I don't know, 10 or 12, there isn't really that many notable NPCs we've talked to, but it could be a bit of a surprise at the end. And these refugees, we're going to be able to assign them to different tasks within the city, and each of them will have their own specialties, and they'll give certain bonuses to certain mechanics and stats within the game. So a little bit of it's going to be micromanaging your little refuge there. So that again seems like a really cool feature to me. It kind of has like a Metal Gear Solid 5, the mother base type of feel almost. Yeah, any excuse for customization is a good thing for me. So another feature that was added for new Lastalum is the fact that we'll be able to upgrade our weapons. Now we've always known that we could do this, but we didn't get a look at it in the closed beta or the online test. And I guess part of the reason of that is because it's all set up here in Lastalum, and it looks like Sid from the Hammerhead is taking over the manufacture of these weapons, or the upgrade of these weapons, and it looks like he's got a pretty cool little laser cutting, well, big laser cutter machine there to modify the weapons and things. And we've been told that we can get different materials from different quests and upgrade our weapons in the game. You can level them and they get their own independent stats. I don't know whether it'll unlock different skills for each of the weapons as we level them. I'm really hoping that at certain breakpoints, like maybe level 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever, on the weapons, that we maybe get a slight appearance change. I really like minor, like incremental appearance changes on weapons and armor and things like that. It's one of those little things that are so very small, but incredibly satisfying for me. So I really hope they have, like, when you get to level 20, maybe your sword gets like an ornate hilt on it or something like that, or you get some runes along the blade or something like that. Would be really, really cool. I'm not really holding my breath, seeing how poorly the weapon designs were handled in Final Fantasy 15, but hopefully, again, I hope I'm surprised. I really do. So another feature added in this one, or that we already knew about, but that's going to be announced, is the use of the avatar system. Now, I could be wrong here, maybe it was a translation thing. I think the avatar system is separate from the sigil system. I could be wrong. They seem very similar in their effects, but if anyone could clarify in the comment section below, then I'd appreciate it. They didn't really touch too much on the sigils from what I could see though, so yeah, anyway. The sigils are things that you can equip to your character, which will kind of define their role and give them different abilities. So say if you put on, I think it was like the sigil of the rogue, you get like an air step move in the air. Whereas if you put on, say you put on one of the, I think it was the sigil of the just, maybe. I think you get like a barrier from that, or a taunt or something along those lines. So they define you as a tank, a damage dealer, or a healer. The avatars look like they do something similar, but they give you a percentage boost to each of your different stats, and they also might give you a different ability also. Again, I'm not 100% clear on this system, but as I find out more about it, then I'll let you guys know. But if you guys know any more about it than me, please put it down in the comment section. I am by no means an expert on these things. But the avatars looks like they'll take on the powers of the old kings of Lucius, and each one of them will relate to a different ability or a different role within the game. So speaking on those sigils, there is one added that will give you a taunt function. This wasn't present as far as I remember in the online test, but it was sorely needed. I know you could kind of pick a sigil that made you into a tank class, but if you can't actually force the enemies to hit you, there's no point in being a huge tank, especially when it kind of gimps your damage. You want to be able to make them hit you and have your more fragile damage dealers or healers just kind of do their thing. So it's really good that they're getting a taunt function in. I think this plays well into like the MMO type of aspect of it. I'm very used to playing games with like a tank, healer, and damage, so it's really good to see these defined roles, because although it is a very often used mechanic, I think it's a very effective one, and it's easy to understand, and yeah, clearly defined roles is a good thing in a lot of cases. So other than that, I just believe they showed some gameplay off as well, about 10 minutes worth. I do have a separate video on that if you want to check it out, and the link will be in the description below. And that one actually took place in the abandoned Chocobo Ranch. So it looks like we'll be visiting actual places within the Final Fantasy 15 world, like within EOS. The quest will actually take us there. From the demo or the closed beta that we played, it was kind of almost nondescript areas and very, very dark. The thing that I'm a little bit worried about the whole setting of it is the darkness. I understand it is the world of Ruin and it's dark, but sometimes if they take it a little bit too far and they make everything look dark, it can be, a lot of the environments might end up looking the same. I'm a bit worried that everything will just be dark and a bit lackluster. It kind of limits what they can do with skyboxes and good backdrops for the levels. But again, hopefully I'm surprised by the whole thing. I hope they do something really unique with it. And what would be even better, which would be really quite good, if they have a dark version of each level and a light version. Say when you first go to a new area and you're trying to establish an outpost there, it's really dark, but as you return light to the area, maybe you have lights in that area and you get a slight stat boost or something like that. Again, they didn't talk about this, but this is just, you know, me thinking or speculating. I would really like to see that, but I'm not particularly holding my breath for it, but I think it'd be a cool little feature. Otherwise, I hope I didn't miss anything out there. This has just been one long uncut stream of consciousness, so I don't know if I really covered anything. If I missed anything out, then just mention it down in the comment section and I'll try to amend what I can. But otherwise, DualShockers.com did a bit of coverage on this, and they always provide pretty good coverage of Final Fantasy 15 and a lot of other games as well. And also Nova Crystallis did a really good breakdown of it too. And of course, there is also Final Fantasy 15 subreddit, has a heap of information there too, so go over and check that out. Myself, I watched the live stream of the actual active time report, and while I didn't pick up everything, I got the general gist of it, and there was someone that was nice enough to be translating while we were in that actual chat. So I can't pronounce your name because I think it was in Korean or I think it was Korean. So my apologies, but thank you for that translation. I am definitely more excited about this than I was just after playing the closed beta, I must admit. If you've seen my initial coverage of the closed beta test, I was really quite negative about the whole thing. But looking at these extra features and the expanded things and the things they're hoping to implement, I'm actually quite optimistic. I wouldn't say I'm hype about it because I really don't want to get on that train and let myself down, so I'm still keeping my expectations fairly low. But I'm really hoping, and I've mentioned it many a times in this video, but I'm really hoping they can surprise us and just go like, man, the closed test was pretty limited, but check this shit out. And they just drop some awesome gameplay and features on us. I really hope they do something cool in that regard. And I think SquareEnix does have the potential to make really, really good expansions. We've seen that, or episodes rather. We've seen that in the episodes, and I hope they can translate that cool, fun experience and storytelling into Comrades, because I really do hope it succeeds. I really do. Yeah, but we'll have to find out, and we will find out on October the 31st. So, yeah. Anyway, if you did like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you got any comments or suggestions, or I just really want to hear from you guys, like, what do you like about the new features? Is it what you expected? Is it less? Is it more? Just let me know what you think about the footage here, and I will include a link to the entire active time report in the description below too, so you can check that out. But yeah, just let me know what you think, because I'm pretty keen to know what you guys think about the whole thing. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do so, because I will be covering all the Kingsglaive stuff that I can. Anyway, this has been Lemon Eating Cow. Thanks for watching.